Greetings, everyone. It's Patrick Oborn, co-founder of Telarus, coming to you live from Telarus Virtual Studios at our wonderful world headquarters in Sandy, Utah. And I am joined today by a very special guest. It's Ben Gayheart, CEO of Effortless Office. Ben, welcome to the program today, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Patrick. Excited to be here.
All right, so let's just get it started from the top. Where did the name Effortless Office come from? Because that sounds like the most un-IT name ever imagined.
Probably because I don't like computers.
Yeah, so a person who runs a managed IT company doesn't like computers. Please explain.
Absolutely. So originally we come from being an MSP, and our name at the time was Ascend Solutions.
Okay.
And it was one of those, honestly, it was one of those weekends that it was a long weekend. I was at Hard Rock Casino. We were recovering a big database for an Exchange server, and it was 2 or 3 days into it, and I was ready to quit the computer industry, right? And I was thinking, you know what? How do we, I just want to solve business solutions. I just want a business to run easier. And this problem that we had at Hard Rock was preventable. And so we were thinking, you know what? I just want things to be effortless. Let's just go in and do things right. Let's get business owners to understand, and let's develop products and solutions. And I was like, I just want effortless. It came from a long, long weekend.
Oh, that's fantastic. Most good ideas do come from long weekends, by the way. First, let's get started with your product set. I think many of our partners may think of you as a desktop as a service play, or as maybe a place to do some managed Microsoft Office 365 licenses. Talk to us a little about the three pillars of your technology stack, which is securely managed workspaces, and second, you've got enterprise services, and we'll talk about what these mean here in a second, and then third, cybersecurity and recovery.
Right.
Managed workspaces, I think you guys kind of own that area. Desktop as a service, support clients, servers. Talk to us a little bit about that space and how you kind of evolved into the physical infrastructure and also into the security layers.
Yeah, it's interesting because we actually devolved from being an MSP. So we originally did enterprise services because when we would go into a casino, we provided everything. And we were a Cisco shop, a VMware shop, a Microsoft Citrix shop. So, we did everything for the casinos, whether it be infrastructure, even cabling. So we kind of come from that space. We evolved and just said, you know what, let's develop a product that we can go to the market space that fits the Effortless Office motto, the SMB space, and provide cloud solutions that kind of fulfill that expectation of being an effortless office. And so we stopped focusing on enterprise services and cybersecurity and recovery from a marketing perspective. And so we want to just say, hey, here's cloud products, kind of here's what we can do for you. Here's how we're going to solve it. But behind the scenes, we were still always doing that. If we look at our migration path, when we move someone to our cloud, we're always documenting someone's current infrastructure, because when they go onto our platform, whether it be desktop as a service or infrastructure as a service, we still manage all of our clients. But most people didn't realize we were doing that behind the scenes. So it was, we were almost giving something away and doing it without them recognizing we were doing those things. But by doing that, we were able to provide a reliable service. Because if you can't make sure the network and the infrastructure and the Wi-Fi, firewalls are all running well, nothing in the cloud's going to run well. And when a user has a problem, they're just going to call up and say, Effortless isn't working. It's your
Exactly.
problem.
I think, yeah, you guys are really selling the outcomes, right? I mean, which is where
Yes,
the whole
it's the outcome.
effortless office concept came from, is let's do the outcomes. And there's several different things, right? There's stuff that resides in the cloud. You can't get to the cloud unless you go through the network. On the networking side, one of the things that surprised me, Ben, is that you guys do managed Wi-Fi standalone. You do managed SD-WAN, and I believe it is a Cisco Viptela solution, as well as, remind me of the second one.
Well, we do Meraki, but Cisco Viptela is the core. So we have some VMware, some of their stuff rolled out also, but we focus on the Cisco Viptela.
So Viptela, okay, awesome. And then you guys also go deep into cybersecurity. Tell us a little bit about your cybersecurity infrastructure that you've recently built.
Right. So we have, everything we have is built on Cisco. So Cisco's DNA, Cisco's umbrella platform. So our whole infrastructure is Cisco UCS from top to bottom, all the data centers. And so we've deployed all of their advanced components on there from their, all their firewalls, all their ISR routers, all the edge devices. So what we did was we said, you know what, we're running all of this in our data center. Let's start now doing it for our clients. And for our native clients, we did do that, but now we're saying, you know what, even if you don't have our cloud products, we have skill sets, we're doing this. Let's just start offering this on its own because it's viable. We can do it really well. It's native. It isn't something we're having to go outside our wheelhouse to do. And again, it's essentially educating the marketplace saying, you know what, we pitched ourselves as desktop as a service in the mid 2015, 10 to 15 range, because people just wanted to hear cloud. They just wanted to hear cloud. We're going to the cloud, 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 cloud. They wanted nothing to do with MSP. They didn't want to hear that anymore. So we did that to get to the marketplace. But now everyone's realizing, okay, the cloud is still one piece. How do people get there? You still have to have a network. You still have to have connectivity. You still have to have support of those users. Some users still have to have a full workstation or computer for certain reasons. So you're in this hybrid model. And again, we've always done this, but we didn't really present that in market. And now we're going, you know what? We need to start doing this. And it also becomes a great stepping stone for agents because, we now can go in and just do management monitoring through RMM tools of traditional computers. So we have a lot of opportunities that start with, hey, Effortless, can you guys just take over this client's network as it is? And we're going, absolutely, because the fastest way to become part of their strategic roadmap is to just get in the door. So we take that over, we show them great support with our support center, we install the monitoring, all the management, and then it's, you know what, here's the next step. Here's moving to our private cloud or moving to a hybrid cloud with something connected to Amazon, Microsoft Azure, but the core stuff being in our infrastructure.
So from our perspective, you're really bringing yourself to market as MSP as a service in our eyes, because the IT infrastructure, that's an area that most partners of ours do not control. This allows them to go and gain control. Now, they've got to be careful. If they're already working with an MSP, we can come in and we can complement the areas that MSP doesn't currently service, but we don't want to unseat them. In other cases where we have no partnerships at all in accounts, we absolutely want to unseat the MSP 100%. And you guys are really a good method to help us do that, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we have a lot of clients that still have their incumbent MSP. So what happens is the incumbent MSPs, this is the problem, the dilemma they face. The business owners are going, we're going to the cloud. And so these incumbent MSPs, they have kind of two approaches: either partner with us, a private cloud, which they still can maintain some control, or they move it to Microsoft Azure, Amazon, where they suddenly lose control. Microsoft's marketing directly to that business owner, Amazon's marketing directly. And so they're losing control of that client. Partnering with us, they don't.
Right. And so in this last segment, I want to talk about what you do specifically in terms of use case. On your website, you have tremendous examples of what you've done in healthcare, examples of what you've done in automotive, and examples of what you've done in hospitality. And I think there's a fourth one there that we need to add, which is what you guys have recently done for work at home in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Talk to us a little bit about how you have customized your approach to really address some key industries, but also the work at home, which is so prevalent nowadays.
Right. So, what I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the medical space, because that's our biggest vertical. And it's become a big vertical for us because it's so compliance and cybersecurity, the regulations and requirements to meet those are so high, and the consequences if they don't are very large also. And so if we look at some of the case studies, this is another scenario where you have an incumbent MSP who they've provided IT services for years. Right? But now all of a sudden these medical practices are getting these surveys and these questionnaires coming in from providers such as Humana, Cigna, United Healthcare, with all these questions going, are you guys doing this? Are you doing that? And they're going, MSP, are you doing this stuff? And they're going, well, no, we don't have data 20 miles apart. No, we don't actually have our SOC 2 compliance. We don't even know what that compliance requirement that they're talking about is, but they have to meet those. So we're able to check off all those boxes. So a lot of the opportunities we have, and there are some great case studies that we have around this where we're brought in to do initial audit. So we'll do that quick audit, come back and say, here's the report, because our compliance as a service is huge for us right now. And the reason we released it was because we've been doing this in-house for a long time. But what we found is we can provide just compliance as a service. They don't have to have any cloud products. They don't have to have us managing any network. So they can have an MSP that we're just going, we're going to do compliance as a service. It's a whole suite of tools, audits, runs scheduled, provides reports, task lists, that we can then take it to the next step. So, the medical space is huge for us. So when you turn it over to work from home, desktop as a service was made for this, right? I mean, this is what it was for. So, one of our biggest clients, they're almost 1,000 users, nationwide healthcare organization that focuses on youth with alcohol and drug dependencies. So they're helping, kids under 18 years old, and they had to stay running. So we moved them over to our platform last year. When the work at home problem happened, they just sent these users home, literally sent them home. I mean, we got inundated on our support hotline because these employees are going, hang on a minute, how do I get on this now? So it's, just walking them through the quick steps to get on. But the CEO called me a few days after that, and she didn't really know what she purchased when she came to us. She just knew that we were solving compliance as a service. She checked off the box. She was secure. The board wasn't going to go after her if something went wrong. But once that happened, she literally called and said, we'd be out of business, and all of these youth that we take care of every day, that we even provide housing to, wouldn't have any of that anymore. And it was a seamless transition.
That's great. What a great marketing use case. No one ever regretted moving to Effortless Office. Let's finish with this. That's your product. That's the bits and bytes. That's where your investment is going. The other place where your investment is going is your team. And you recently brought on Rod McNabb, and you're building up a team in the channel under Eric Applefield, Jim Christopher, Jessica Powell, Brandy Smith. I mean, you're assembling a literal all-star team in the channel. Tell us a little bit about that team and what your plans for that team is.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a good team, leading up until last summer when, we decided to start making some transitions. And one of the things that we were continually told is, Ben, until you get someone that's been in the space a long time, that's built, many teams, that's really successful at doing this, you're not going to get to the level. And so, one of the sales engineers for an organization said, here's someone you need to get. Here's an example of someone you need to get. And that was Ron McNabb. Took a long time to get him on board, but he finally did. And we kind of gave him blank slate and said, Ron, we need an all-star team, which he actually said, he'd have to have that ability anyways, because he didn't want to be part of anything other than that. But we said, just build us a rock star team. And he's slowly doing that this year. He's adding a few more before the end of the year, and then a few more at the first and second quarter next year. But we want to have an all-star team. We feel we have the product, we have the solution. As you said earlier, business outcome is what we focus on. And we needed a team to present this and get this in front of the agents, but then support them, right? To be able to help them pivot and actually present us and get those closes.
No, absolutely. And just want to conclude today by just thanking you for being on the program, and also thanking you for building such a fantastic product and a fantastic team to help us sell those products. I mean, it's really a team effort. The best products don't sell themselves, and the best salespeople can't do anything if the product isn't behind them. So thank you for covering both those bases. Congratulations on all your success, Ben. It's just a funny note that we're the exact same age, and we've both kind of been building this business just in different ways, since the early 2000s. So congratulations, knowing, I can relate firsthand to what you've been through, the challenges, and also, the highs that come with success. And congratulations into your continued success. And if you're watching this now and wondering how you integrate Effortless Office into your managed services, IT, and cybersecurity portfolio, we've also got Kobe Phillips in charge of cloud and digital edge. We've also got Dominic Singer, who's in charge of our cybersecurity. These guys know Effortless really well as well. We're happy to go in there together with you, shoulder to shoulder, also bring in Effortless folks to really help have the conversations that you need to have with your clients so that they can either forklift their IT, they can come in and complement their existing IT and MSP system and processes with Effortless that, again, like Ben said, can come in and do the things like compliance and audits and things that many MSPs aren't set up. There's endless opportunity out there, and we would love to talk to you about it together with Effortless. Ben, thanks again for being on the program, my friend.
Thanks, Patrick. Excited.
You're welcome. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.